Day in Baltimore after all the new positives came in. So the Ravens roster stretched really thin here. 4 key players have been placed on the COVID-19 reserve list. Running back J.K. Dobbins, Mark Ingram, linebacker Pernell McPhee, defensive tackle Brandon Williams. On top of that, they got a bunch of regular injury list guys who are on the report this week. ESPN's Ravens reporter Jamison Hensley on board with us now. This has to be a huge blow for the Ravens, coming off a loss and then a short week to prepare, and now they're hit with this. How would you characterize the mood in Baltimore right now?
Yeah, well, Kenny, in talking to Coach John Harbaugh just a day ago, he said they don't have a frustration meter. And really, in talking to a lot of other players today, the Baltimore's mindset is they're just going to hit the problems when they arise and just make the best of it. And today, the Ravens placed their 4th player on the COVID reserve list, an outside linebacker, Pernell McPhee. And they understand that all of things had to go virtual today. That forced the cancellation of practice. But Kenny, that's kind of the new normal in Baltimore. For this entire month, the Ravens were in the NFL's intensive protocol for all but 1 week. So they are very comfortable, even though they have these challenges, they're very comfortable in this setting.
How uncertain are things to actually play the game? We're just 48 hours away.
Yeah, for now, the NFL said there are no changes to the status of Thursday's game. And Baltimore, they're set to travel to Pittsburgh late tomorrow afternoon. And I've been told you can expect more players to be added to the COVID reserve list. Right now, what the process is, they're retesting some players just to make sure there are no false positives. But despite all of these challenges, the Ravens want to play this game because they've lost 3 of the last 4 games. And this represents Thursday night, national television, Thanksgiving night. This represents the chance for them to make a statement against the NFL's best team. And in talking to tight end Mark Andrews, he said, yeah, their backs are against the wall. They know people are counting them out. But he's very excited to show the world what the Ravens can do.
Well, we hope it can come off and come off safely. Jamison, thanks for the report. Ravens dealing with real-life situation. Some of you are involved in fantasy. Here's a couple notes on that. Ravens have 3 active running backs currently on the roster, all of them widely available in fantasy football leagues. Gus Edwards figures to get the bulk of the work. He's rostered in just 14% of leagues. Justice Hill and fullback Patrick Ricard rostered in under 1% of the leagues.
Dallas Cowboys strength and conditioning coordinator Marcus Paul was rushed to a local hospital early this morning after experiencing a medical emergency. He's 54, undergoing further medical tests at this time. Paul joined the Cowboys in 2018 as an assistant coach. He was named the strength and conditioning coordinator under Mike McCarthy's arrival as head coach. He played 5 years as a DB in the NFL with the Bears and the Buccaneers from 89 to 93, played college ball at Syracuse. The Cowboys canceled practice today and coaches' availabilities, but they did say in a statement the medical emergency is not coronavirus.
We're joined again on the show by the best defensive player in the NFL. It's Aaron Donald. And Aaron, there's a saying at the moment that you don't want to be extra, right? But I'm curious on a Monday night game against a team that's got the kind of stars that they've got under the bright lights. How much extra juice does that provide to your really talented defense?
A lot. You know, anytime you're playing against a good team, you know, you always want to show that you're the best. So it was a big challenge for us coming in this week, and I think guys stepped up, made plays, and dominated. So we showed up.
You all have played in the East a bunch, and you're done with that. I mean, it's a long trip to Tampa, and now you guys get to go back home and you're either at home or you're on the West Coast. I don't know if people get how significant that is. How would you frame that, Aaron?
It definitely, I wouldn't say, I think we did a good job as far as, you know, getting used to it and things like that. It definitely was tough, but, you know, we stuck together. We had a good plan as far as what we needed to do to keep ourselves fresh and ready to play a game. So it's definitely good to be back at home on the West Coast and, you know, doing what we do.
Your defense is something we talk about a lot. The offense, I think, when it cooks like it did tonight, you threw it a ton. But, I mean, to see that side of the ball get flowing the way they were, what does that do for the sort of overall sense of what you guys can be in these last couple months?
that's what it's about. I think it was a great team win. I think, we did things good on the defense. We made a couple of mistakes here and there, but, the offense was there, made great plays. Special teams stepped up, made plays for us. So that's what you need to do to win games in this league, man. It's about playing as a team, sticking together in all three phases, making plays. And I think we did that today. So we got a lot of film to watch and learn from it and get better. So
I don't think they're going to leave without you, but I imagine you got a flight to catch. So go get on the plane, travel safely home, and Aaron, have a happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate you making time for us.
I appreciate you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too.
Brought to you by Die Hard Batteries, available at Advanced Auto Parts.
Good one on Monday night, Rams and Buccaneers. Jared Goff threw the ball 51 times. 51 times for 376 yards. That's tied for the second most completions in a game in Monday Night Football history. The 39 completions on the 51 attempts. Kupp and Woods, as we mentioned, were on the receiving end, both for double-digit grabs. They get a pick late. They win by 4. Look forward to a visit every week with Ryan Clark, who is here now. And Ryan, the Rams offense was interesting to me, man. When they were cooking, they were going. But then they bogged down for stretches, which allowed the Buccaneers to get back in this game and tie it up. What did you make of the Rams offense, particularly when it was sharp?
Well, I thought they threw the ball way too much. I didn't think they would win if they went here, but they executed so well, and Sean McVay was much better than Todd Bowles was, but it was about the diagram. It was about the scheme. Here you're going to see everybody blocked down, and Gerald Everett come out of the other side. Watch the way that he manipulates the defense on the back end, the underneath coverage wide open with all the space to the side. Easy throw for Jared Goff. And then next we're going to see one of the biggest plays of the first half. This is actually the 3 points you can say they win the game by. You're going to get the tackle out. You're going to get number 2 wide receiver out the center. And they're all going to get to Robert Woods as he comes back for the screen. Now, Robert Woods gets out of this thing because the blocks are sealed off. He has to make a decision. Does he get out of bounds? Does he get down? Or does he try to score? Because this is late in the half. He breaks it. He actually gets tackled. They get up. They spike the ball. They get 3. Now, here's a play that shows you how great Cooper Kupp is. They're going to give him a clear route with an option route on Carlton Davis, who's their best defender. Watch him hit him with the icky wicky sticky, gets outside, catches the ball. Devontae Adams is talking about that dude being underrated because he gets open, he's physical, and he has great hands. This was a virtuoso performance by Sean McVay, but also these wide receivers and even Jared Goff with the 2 interceptions. They had to show up big because the run game was stopped, and boy, did they.
That won't be a fun moment in film session when you got like that, I can't imagine. Now, Ryan, on the other side of this, Brady plus pressure equals what?
Pipes busted. Right? They do, they do 1 or 2 things. They make diamonds or they bust pipes. And it's been pipes busted for Tom Brady, which we aren't used to. We're used to Brady playing well under pressure. But let's think about Tom Brady throughout this season. 2 times against the New Orleans Saints under pressure. Those were losses. Against the Chicago Bears, pressured 10 times. That was also a loss where he forgot what down it was. And then in the second half, Tom Brady totally falls apart. He takes sacks. He almost gets a turnover in the end zone and 2 overthrows for interceptions. This is becoming a problem. If Tom Brady has a utopia, if Tom Brady has an oasis of time, if he has so many opportunities to throw the ball, he can utilize his skill weapons. But if you get pressure on him, he starts to see ghosts, maybe acting like Sam Darnold a little bit and throws the ball away, takes sacks. This team hasn't played well nor won any game that Tom Brady hasn't had perfect protection. And that's an issue when you think about having to play teams like the Saints going forward.
All right, Ryan, I'm going to get greedy this week. I feel like we had a bunch of really good games, and as we reach Thanksgiving, we have a sense of what we're looking at and what we're seeing. I want to get your thoughts on some teams as we head into the most important stretch of the season in just a bit, all right? All right, we move on now to some significant news on Monday. Baltimore Ravens running backs Mark Ingram and J.K. Dobbins tested positive for COVID-19. John Harbaugh said Monday they'll miss the Thanksgiving game against Pittsburgh on Thursday night, leaving Baltimore with Gus Edwards as its only back on the roster with any carries this season. Steelers look to remain unbeaten with the suddenly sluggish Ravens arriving in town. Pittsburgh's defense dominant all year. Baltimore, then the opposite coming off last season. Lamar and company still lead the NFL in rushing but are second to last in passing, and the last time these teams met, Jackson had a career worst 4 turnovers. Staying in the AFC North, specifics on Joe Burrow's injury came out Monday, and it was not great. You had to imagine it would be bad. He tore the ACL and MCL and suffered other